Stop this audiobook right now if you are happy staying exactly where you are, because what you are about to hear will not let you lie to yourself anymore. Look at your life. Really, look. Same problems, same patterns, same promises to yourself that you keep breaking. You say you want more money, more health, more peace, more progress, but your days are chaos. Your calendar is empty. Your goals live only in your head. There is no structure. There is no system. There is no plan. And here is the brutal truth. That is why nothing is changing. You are not cursed. You are not unlucky. You are unplanned. No plan, no progress. That is the law. If it is not written, it is not real. If it is not scheduled, it will not happen. If it is not protected, it will be stolen. In this audiobook, I will drag your life out of the fog. I will show you how to build a plan so clear, so simple, and so ruthless that progress becomes unavoidable. If you are tired of watching time pass while your potential rots inside you, then keep listening. From this moment on, drifting is over. Now you plan. Now you move. Now you change. Chapter 1. Stop guessing and start planning. You keep waking up and hoping the day will somehow work out. You wait to see what happens. You call it being flexible. It is not flexibility. It is surrender. You are drifting. You react to whatever hits your phone, your inbox, your emotions. Then you say you had a busy day, but you did not have a directed day. There is a difference. Guessing is not a strategy. Hoping is not a plan. You say you want more money, more health, more peace, more progress. Show me the plan. Not the idea, not the fantasy, the plan. The steps, the timeline. The proof that you respect your own future enough to map it. Planning is not about control. Planning is about intention. It is you telling your life where to go instead of sitting in the passenger seat. Here is the hard truth. Right now, your results match your planning habits. If your results are vague, your planning is vague. If your life feels random, your process is random. You must treat your days like a builder treats a project. A builder does not show up at a construction site and say, "Let me just start hammering and see what happens." There are drawings, measurements, sequences. There is a clear order of work. You need the same thing. Start with this simple rule. Every day is planned the day before. Not in your head, on paper or in a digital system. Each evening, ask 3 questions. 1. What are the 3 most important outcomes for tomorrow? 2. When exactly will I do them? 3. What needs to be prepared so I can start fast? Write the answers, block the time, prepare the tools. When tomorrow starts, you are not thinking about what to do, you are doing it. Stop planning only in your mind. Your mind is a terrible storage unit. It leaks, it forgets, it gets emotional and confused. Your mind should focus on execution, not storage. Planning lives outside your head. You may resist this. You will say you like being spontaneous. You will say structure feels restrictive. That is because you are used to chaos. Silence feels loud when you live in noise. Order feels harsh when you live in reaction. You have guessed your way into the life you have right now. Planning is how you build the life you say you want. You just learned that your days need a blueprint. Now you will see why anything that stays only in your mind might as well not exist at all. Chapter 2. If it is not written down, it doesn't exist. You keep saying, "I will remember." No, you will not. You overestimate your memory and underestimate your distractions. The world is fighting for your attention all day. Your brain is juggling messages, noise, and stress. Important things slip away and you call it being overwhelmed. Here is the real rule. If it is not written down, it doesn't exist. Not for your future, not for your progress. Ideas that live only in your head die there. Commitments that stay in your mind become broken promises. Goals that remain unspoken become regret. You need an external brain, a place where your life lives in visible form, not scattered sticky notes, not random screenshots. A system. Pick your tools, one notebook or one digital app, or a simple combination. Keep it simple. Your brain should know everything important goes here. From now on, anything that matters gets captured. Tasks, ideas, decisions, promises, goals. You are not allowed to trust memory anymore. That method has already failed you. When someone asks you to do something, you write it down. When you decide you will start a habit, you write it down. When you think of a creative idea, you write it down. You stop saying, "I will do it later," and you start recording it now. Then you take the next step. You organize. Have a list for today, a list for this week, a place for long-term goals. Review these lists daily, move items, update them, delete what no longer matters. You are teaching your mind that you are serious about your word. This is not about productivity. This is about identity. Every time you write something down and then follow through, you send a message to yourself. I do what I say I will do. That is how self-respect grows. Stop letting your life live in guesswork and half memory. The version of you that has control over their life has a pen in their hand or a system that they actually open and update. You say you want clarity. Clarity does not appear out of thin air. It grows from what you capture, organize, and review. You have accepted that your plans must live on paper, not in fantasy. Now, you will see that clarity itself is something you can build, not something you either have or don't have.
Chapter 3. Clarity is a skill, not a gift. You keep acting like some people are just naturally clear and you are not. You tell yourself that you are confused, lost, or uncertain, like it is a permanent trait. That belief is lazy. Clarity is not magic. Clarity is a skill. Skills are trained. Skills are earned. Right now, your mind is noisy. You want too many things. You fear too many things. You rarely sit still long enough to separate the important from the urgent, the real from the emotional. That is why everything feels blurry. You solve this with work, not wishes. First, accept this. Vagueness is your enemy. Words like soon, later, more, better mean nothing. They make you feel like you have a plan when you do not. Replace them. You do not want to be healthier. You want to walk 30 minutes a day, or lose 10 kilograms, or sleep 7 hours a night. You do not want more money. You want an extra $500 a month, or to pay off a specific debt, or save a specific amount by a specific date. The skill of clarity begins with precision. Here's an exercise. Take one area of your life that frustrates you. Work, health, relationships, money. Now answer these questions in writing. What exactly is happening right now? What exactly do I want instead? By when? Why does this matter to me? What am I willing to change to get it? Force yourself to be specific. No hiding behind emotions, no dramatic stories, just facts. Next, break your clear desire into visible steps. If you cannot see the step, you will not take it. Get in shape is not a step. Buy groceries for 3 healthy meals is a step. Run for 15 minutes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a step. Clarity also requires saying no. When you finally define what you want, you must accept that most things do not support it. If everything is important, nothing is. You practice clarity every day in small ways. When you sit down to work, ask, what does done look like for this next hour? When you meet someone, ask yourself, what is the purpose of this conversation? Clarity is repetition. You ask better questions, you give sharper answers. You write them down, you adjust. Over time, confusion fades, not because life becomes easy, but because your thinking becomes trained. You have seen that clarity is built, not given. Once you know what you want, the next question is whether your surroundings support that vision or slowly destroy it. Chapter 4. Your environment is either fuel or poison. You keep trying to change your life while standing in the exact same environment that built your problems. You think willpower will save you. It will not. Your environment is stronger than your intention. Look around you right now. Your desk, your room, your phone, your friends, your routines. Every piece of it is either pushing you forward or pulling you down. There is no neutral space. You say you want focus, but your phone is within reach, full of notifications. You say you want health, but your kitchen is full of snacks and sugar. You say you want peace, but you keep people around who love chaos. That is not an accident. That is a choice. Stop blaming your discipline while you protect the very triggers that break it. Start with your physical space. Clear the clutter from where you work and sleep. If it does not serve your goals, remove it, store it, or throw it away. A messy space is a constant silent command to stay scattered. Design stations for the life you claim you want. A clear table with only what you need for deep work. A corner with simple equipment for movement. A bedside zone that invites sleep, not scrolling. Position tools for success within easy reach. Make the right actions effortless and the wrong actions inconvenient. If snacks are across town and healthy food is in front of you, your choices change. Then audit your digital environment. Your phone is a loaded weapon. Remove pointless apps from your home screen. Turn off non-essential notifications. Unfollow accounts that drain you or trigger comparison. Your attention is not free. Treat it like currency. Now look at your social environment. This one hurts, but it matters the most. Some people in your life are fuel. After you see them, you feel clearer, stronger, more focused. Others are poison. After you talk with them, you feel smaller, angrier, more distracted. You don't have to hate anyone. You don't have to fight anyone, but you must choose proximity. Limit your access to poison. Increase your access to fuel. If you can't find fuel in your current circle, seek it through books, mentors, and content that lift your standards. You are not a victim of your surroundings. You are a curator of them. You have started to reshape the space around you. The next step is ruthless, cutting what feels comfortable but keeps you average. Chapter 5. Eliminate the optional. Your life is heavy because you keep carrying what you don't need. You say you have no time, no space, no energy, yet your days are full of optional things that slowly kill your progress. You are overwhelmed, not because your life is impossible, but because your standards for what you allow are too low. Here is the reality. Most of what fills your day is optional. It feels mandatory because you have repeated it for so long, but repetition does not equal necessity. Scrolling is optional. Answering every message instantly is optional. Saying yes to every invitation is optional. Watching something every night is optional. Arguing online is optional. You cannot build a serious life on a foundation of optional distractions. Eliminating the optional is not about becoming a machine. It's about creating room for what actually matters. You have goals that currently do not fit inside your schedule. The only way to fit them is to remove something. Start with a brutal list. For 1 week, track where your time goes. Every 30 minutes, note what you're doing. At the end of the week, highlight what moved you forward, what maintained your life, what was pure distraction. That third category is where your optional lives. Next, ask this question for every repeated activity. If I stopped doing this for a month, what would truly break? Most of the time, the answer is nothing. Your ego might twitch, your comfort might complain, but your life would not collapse. Cut or reduce that activity. Set hard limits. Social media only at set times.
streaming with a clear end time, not until I am tired. Messages answered in batches, not every time your phone lights up. Also, look at your commitments. You said yes to things when your standards were lower. It's allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to step back, to say, I no longer have capacity for this. Your future demands loyalty. Not every past promise does. You will feel guilt, you will feel fear. You will feel empty pockets of time that used to be full of easy distraction. This is where most people run back to their old habits. You will not. In that new space, you will place something powerful, intentional energy. You have cleared optional noise from your calendar and your mind. Now you must learn to treat your energy with the same seriousness as your time.
Chapter 6. Your energy is a strategic asset. You keep acting like energy is random, like some days you just have it and some days you do not. That belief is costing you your goals. Your energy is not a mood. Your energy is not a mystery. Your energy is a strategic asset. It is capital. You either invest it or you waste it. You say you need more time. You do not. You need more usable energy inside the time you already have. 1 focused hour with full energy beats 4 foggy, distracted hours every time. Look at your patterns. You drag yourself out of bed. You grab your phone before your feet touch the floor. You flood your brain with noise before you have given yourself one clear thought. By noon, you are drained. By evening, you are scrolling, snacking, and calling it unwinding. Then you wonder why your life feels stuck. You are not always exhausted. You are mismanaged. Treat your energy like money in a bank. There is a limit. There are deposits. There are withdrawals. If you ignore the numbers, you go broke. The same is true here. Start with an energy audit. For 7 days, pay attention. When do you feel sharp and clear? When do you feel slow and dull? Who drains you? What drains you? Who lifts you? What lifts you? Write it down. Morning, midday, evening. Track food, sleep, movement, screen time, and people. Patterns will appear. Your job is not to judge them. Your job is to use them. Once you see your patterns, protect your prime hours like your future depends on them, because it does. Your best energy does not belong to social media, busy work, or other people's emergencies. Your best energy belongs to your highest priorities. Schedule demanding work in your peak window. No notifications, no multitasking, no fake urgency. Then push shallow tasks to your low energy hours. Answer emails when your brain is at 60%, not 100%. Guard your inputs. Junk food, junk content, and junk conversations all have a cost. Each one looks small in the moment. They compound over time. Every late night, every one more episode, and every pointless argument is a withdrawal from tomorrow. Move your body. Not for a perfect body, for a powerful brain. A short walk, a few push-ups, stretching on the floor. You are not training for attention. You are training for focus. Sleep like a professional. Set a shutdown time. Dim the screens. Put the phone away from your bed. If you fall asleep with your phone in your hand, you are telling your brain that your life is not serious yet. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your energy management. You have seen that energy is not an accident. It is a system you can shape. Now you must decide how to show up for that system every single day. Next, you will learn the one habit that turns all of this into real progress. Chapter 7. Consistency beats intensity every time. You love big efforts. You love the dramatic push, the all-night grind, the sudden diet, the huge burst of motivation. It feels powerful. It feels heroic. It almost never lasts. Your life is not shaped by what you do once. It is shaped by what you do repeatedly. Intensity is exciting. Consistency is boring. That is why most people stay stuck. They chase the high of a fresh start over and over instead of building quiet, stable habits that change everything. Look at your past. You had a week where you worked like a machine. You had a month where you went to the gym every day. You had a season where you read, learned, tried. Then you stopped. You slipped. You called yourself lazy. That label is not accurate. You are not lazy. You are inconsistent. Consistency is a decision to lower the bar of daily effort so that you can clear it every single time. Not when life is perfect. Not when you feel inspired. Every time. You want to write a book. Do not start with 2 hours a day. Start with 15 minutes every day. You want to get in shape. Do not start with intense workouts 6 days a week. Start with a daily walk. Non-negotiable. Design your minimums. What is the smallest version of this habit that still counts as a win? What can I do even on my worst day? That is your baseline. Hit it daily. If you feel strong, you can do more, but you never do less than the baseline. Track your streaks. Put a simple mark on a calendar. Watch the chain grow. Your new job is simple. Do not break the chain. If you miss one day, you get back immediately the next day. Never miss twice. Consistency also means removing drama. Stop negotiating with yourself all day about whether you will do the habit. Decide once, then follow the script. When the time comes, you start. Your feelings can follow later. Here is the secret. Your identity changes through consistency. Every repeated action is a vote for the type of person you are. When you show up day after day, even in small ways, you become the person who shows up. You have learned that boring repetition beats explosive effort. Now you must face the lie that has slowed you down for years, the belief that you need to feel ready before you act. Chapter 8. Stop waiting for motivation. You keep waiting for a feeling that may never come. You talk about being in the mood, feeling inspired, getting motivated. That mindset is the cage that keeps you exactly where you are. Motivation is unreliable. It's unstable. It's affected by sleep, weather, hormones, opinions, comments, and random events. If your actions depend on motivation, your results will always be inconsistent. You do not need motivation. You need decisions and systems. Right now, you behave as if feeling leads to action. You wait until you feel like it, and then you move. Flip that order. Action first, feeling second. Think about it. How many times did you not want to do something, but once you started, it became easier? The energy showed up after you began, not before. That is the pattern you must trust. From now on, you will treat motivation like good weather. Nice when it happens, completely unnecessary for the work. The work goes on whether the sun is out or not. Build triggers instead of waiting for feelings. A time trigger. At 7 a.m., I write no matter how I feel. A place trigger. At this table, I only do deep work, nothing else. An action trigger. After I make coffee, I stretch for 5 minutes. Your brain learns these links. Over time, the routine runs almost automatically. Next, lower the resistance to starting. Make the first step stupidly small. Open the document. Put on your shoes. Fill the water bottle. That's it. Once you're moving, continue. The hardest part is the first 30 seconds. Stop telling yourself stories about discipline that are really excuses. I'm not motivated actually means I'm not willing to feel uncomfortable for a short period of time. Own that, then act anyway. You will have bad days. Days when everything in you screams to delay. On those days, do your smallest version. Protect the habit, not the performance. This is how you build toughness without burning out. When you remove the demand to feel ready, you free yourself. You're dangerous because you can move under any condition. You have accepted that action must lead and emotion must follow. Now you need to see the tricks your mind uses to drag you back into delay and comfort.
Chapter 9. Your excuses sound different, but mean the same thing. You believe your excuses are special. You think your situation is different. You are convinced that your reasons are more valid than everyone else's. That belief is the shield that protects your stagnation. Listen closely. Your excuses sound different. They mean the same thing. I do not have time. I am too tired. I am not ready. I will start when things calm down. I need to learn more first. Different words, same message. I refuse to be uncomfortable right now. Your mind is smart. It will rarely say, I want to stay small. Instead, it will wrap fear and laziness in intelligent language. It will point to your past. It will highlight your responsibilities. It will present your chains as if they are facts. You must become ruthless with these stories. When you hear yourself give a reason, pause. Ask, is this a law of physics or is this a choice? No time sounds absolute until you admit you spent 40 minutes scrolling. Too tired sounds permanent until you remember you found energy for entertainment. Call your excuses by their real names. I choose not to prioritize this. I am afraid to fail at this. I am protecting my comfort, not my future. This honesty will sting. Good. That sting is the beginning of change. Understand this. Some obstacles in your life are real. Money, health, family, obligations. But even real limits do not justify zero movement. They simply define the size of the step you can take today. Maybe you cannot work 3 hours on your dream. You can work 15 minutes. Maybe you cannot join a gym. You can walk outside. Maybe you cannot quit your job. You can build skills after work. Your excuses try to turn partial limitation into total paralysis. Reject that. Create a new reflex. Every time your mind says, I cannot, you answer, what can I do, even on a small scale, with what I have today? Then you do that immediately. Your excuses will not disappear. They will get weaker each time you move anyway. Eventually, they will become background noise, still there, but powerless. You have started to expose your own lies. Now you are ready to replace endless explanations about why you lack time with a sharper truth. You do not need more hours. You need stronger priorities. Chapter 10. You do not need more time. You need better priorities. You say, I wish there were more hours in the day. That's a fantasy. You will never get a 25th hour. You will only ever have 24. So does everyone else. The difference is not time. The difference is priority. Time management is priority management. Look at your day honestly. How much of it is spent on what truly matters to you long term? Not what feels urgent, not what others demand. What actually builds the life you say you want. Most people give their best hours to other people's agendas. They react to emails. They sit in useless meetings. They answer every call. Their own goals live at the edge of the day, underfed and ignored. You must reverse that order. First, decide your non-negotiables. What are the 2 or 3 things that, if moved forward consistently, would change your life the most over the next year? Writing, learning, building a business, health, debt payoff. Choose. Then give those priorities a fixed place in your schedule, not when I have time. They go in first. Everything else fits around them or does not fit at all. Use the rule of 3 for each day. What are the 3 most important outcomes for today? If only these get done, the day still counts as a win. Write them. Protect them. Start your day there, not with other people's emergencies. You also need the courage to downgrade low-value tasks. Some things will stay undone. Accept that. A clean inbox is not a meaningful life. Endless availability is not a virtue. Saying yes to everything is just fear of disapproval in disguise. Ask yourself regularly, if I keep spending my time like this for the next 5 years, where will I end up? If the answer scares you, change your calendar now, not later. Remember, every yes is a no to something else. When you say yes to an extra show, you say no to extra sleep. When you say yes to every request, you say no to your own focus. Start hearing the hidden no behind each yes. You do not lack time. You lack ruthless alignment between your hours and your values. You have learned to rearrange your days around what matters most. Now you must face the final truth about goals themselves. They are powerless without your daily effort. Chapter 11. Goals don't work unless you do. You love setting goals. You enjoy the rush of new intentions. New year, new month, new notebook. For a moment, it feels like change. It is not change. It is a wish. Goals don't work unless you do. A goal on paper without daily effort is a lie you tell yourself. It gives you the illusion of progress while your life remains exactly the same. You say you want to write a book, start a business, change your body, fix your finances. Where in your schedule is the boring, repeated work that matches that sentence? If I cannot see it, it is not real. Goals must be translated into processes. Take one goal, make it specific and measurable, then ask, what skill do I need for this? What actions, repeated weekly, would guarantee progress? When will I do those actions? Put those actions in your calendar, not as vague notes, but as appointments with yourself. Then treat those appointments with the same respect you give to appointments with others. Next, build a weekly review. This is where most people fail. They set goals once and never look at them again. You will not be that person. Once a week, sit down with your plan and ask, what did I say I would do? What did I actually do? What worked? What didn't? What will I change this week? No drama, no self-abuse, just facts. If you missed, adjust. If you succeeded, reinforce. This is how professionals operate. Understand this. There will never be a perfect week. You will have disruptions, emergencies, emotions. The point is not perfection. The point is persistence. As long as you keep returning to the work, the goal stays alive. Also, stop hiding behind too many goals. Focus is force. Choose fewer targets and hit them harder. Scattered effort creates scattered results. A goal is a promise to yourself, to your future. When you abandon it without a fight, you train yourself to expect your own betrayal. When you honor it with consistent action, you train yourself to expect your own strength. You have learned how to turn goals into systems and movement. There is one final step. You must understand the deepest truth of this entire process. You are not just achieving tasks. You are rewriting who you are. Chapter 12. You become the person you plan for. This entire time, you thought you were just trying to get more organized, more productive, more focused. That was never the real game. The real game is identity. You become the person you plan for. If you plan for chaos, you live in chaos. If you never plan, you drift. If you plan small, you shrink. If you plan with fear, you stay exactly where you are, just older and more tired. Look back at the patterns of your life. You have already been planning, even if you did it unconsciously. You planned by what you allowed into your days. You planned by what you tolerated. You planned by how seriously you took your own word. That plan produced the current you. Now you are choosing something different.
When you write your goals, you are not just listing outcomes. You are defining the type of person who lives that life. A person who plans their days, a person who keeps promises to themselves, a person who chooses environment, energy, and actions with intention. Every small act of planning and follow-through is a message to your brain. This is who we are now. You are no longer the person who guesses and hopes. You are no longer the person who trusts memory over systems. You are no longer the person who waits for motivation or hides behind excuses. You are becoming someone else, someone more deliberate, more dangerous, more reliable. This will not happen in 1 week. Identity is slow, but it is also powerful. Each time you sit down to plan your day, each time you show up for a habit when you feel tired, each time you say no to an old distraction and yes to your priorities, you cast a vote for your future self. There will be setbacks. You will miss days. You will fall into old patterns. When that happens, you have a choice. You can use it as proof that nothing has changed, or you can treat it as a data point, adjust, and return stronger. The second choice is how you cement the new identity. Your life will always reflect the person you are becoming. Now you know how to shape that person on purpose, through planning, through clarity, through ruthless control of environment, energy, and action. You do not have to live another year as an accident. You can live it as a design. Begin today. Plan like your future self is watching, because that person is real, and you are building them right now, one decision at a time. Listen carefully, because this is the part you will remember or ignore. Your life does not change because you listened to an audiobook. Your life changes because you changed your plan, and then you obeyed that plan when it was hard, boring, and uncomfortable. You have seen the truth in every chapter. When you freestyle your days, you freestyle your future. When you refuse to write things down, they vanish. When your goals are vague, your actions are vague. When your environment is poison, your willpower loses. When you protect the optional, you sacrifice the essential. When you waste your energy, you waste your hours. When you chase intensity instead of consistency, you stay the same. When you defend your excuses, you delay your life. So, here is your challenge. Tonight, not tomorrow, sit down with a pen or an open document, write what you want in clear, specific words. Break it into actions. Place those actions on actual days and actual times. Remove one distraction. Protect one block of time. Start one small habit tomorrow, and repeat it until it feels like breathing. No plan, no progress. You have lived that truth by accident. Now live the opposite on purpose. Plan like your future depends on it, because it does. Now go prove, with your schedule and your actions, that you are done drifting.